Hi! So last time I did one of these videos about my time trial bike was just after or before, I can't remember, the 100-mile National TT Championships last year. Since that point I have made so many upgrades to the bike as I've had bike fits and I've raced more and I've realised what more I need from my bike in order to go faster. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a video to talk you through my upgrades and you can see what I'm going to be racing on for Kona this year. So the front end is probably where the most amount of changes has been made to my bike. I'm going to be methodical and work towards me because otherwise I'm definitely going to forget things. So you can argue whether it's the stem or the brake first. I'm going to go with the brake. I have upgraded this from a Shimano 105 brake to the Tri-Rig. It's much more aero, I'm sure we can get some shots of it, and it kind of fits centrally over the wheel. The stem is the Area Ultimate from Profile Design, and I've gone from a 70mm to 100mm. I was just finding that I was a little bit too cramped in any position, and I couldn't come forward enough on my arm pads without toppling forwards because the centre of gravity was so far over where the point of contact was. So we've gone for 100mm stem, and it's so much more comfortable. The next big upgrade is my arm pads. I wanted something that was really comfortable, that gave me a lot of stability in the likely crosswinds that we're going to have in Kona, and it really suits riding around Britain with roads that are kind of bumpy, there's lots of corners, you're kind of having to keep looking out for cars quite often, so this extra stability has been much welcomed. And then up to my Garmin and my Garmin mount. Obviously I'm not running any nutrition in the front of my bike. So we have my Garmin Edge 830, which again is from the partnership with Movistar, and the mount that I am using is the 76 Projects mount through the FTP time trialing team that I'm a part of. So I'm incredibly grateful for them for sending it out to me, and also being patient as I tried to find it because I lost it for a while. So this is what I'm going to be running so that I can see the map, see the corners, and also keep an eye on my power. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is my nutrition. Obviously I've got this bento box here, which is incredibly useful for the little 226ers chews. They have very kindly offered to support me in the run up to Kona as a result of the partnership that we've got with Movistar, which has been amazing. I eat these for basically breakfast, so you know, thanks guys. I'm also going to be running a bottle on the back. And one between the bars. I'm keeping fluids to a minimum. Swansea 70.3 is a really hilly course, so I want to make sure that I'm optimising the weight setup I have on the bike. I'll be running carbohydrate drinks in both of these and then picking up extra fluids on the course. Once that happens, I'll be going straight to these to make sure that I'm getting my grams of carbs per kilo per hour. And then in the back, this is where I'm going to be housing any repairs for punctures that I may get along the road. Again, trying to keep it to a minimum. Whoops. And within here I have the Muck Off BAM, so I'm running tubeless tyres, and this is supposed to be a super quick and easy kind of refill of the tyre just in case you get a slightly bigger puncture that won't reseal, and I'm going to be taking one gas canister with me as well. One of the exciting upgrades that I've got is I've swapped out my other wheels for these DT Swisses. They are head and shoulders above what I've been using before, so I'm incredibly excited to be able to use these in Kona and in Swansea beforehand. They are Matt's wheels, so I think I owe him forever for letting me borrow them. I've still got my Favero Asioma pedals. They are serving me well. I've had absolutely no issues with them whatsoever, apart from some user error when I've not quite calibrated them properly. I haven't updated this just yet. We have some rotors that are going to be oversized for Kona, however we're just looking for a front derailleur solution because it's not quite working as we would like. So for Swansea I am running the normal, which is a 5339 Shimano 105, and then on the back I have an 1130. Probably the biggest upgrade to my bike is the shift from mechanical gearing to electronic. I have gone from a Shimano 105 to a SRAM Red E-Tap, and it has been life-changing, especially where we live, where there are so many hills. I'm not having to be up on my handlebars and reaching forward to change, so I have my clicks at the end, and then I have my blips on the handlebars, which are absolutely amazing, and I have really enjoyed using them. So this is an 11 speed, which is not something that they make anymore, but because we had it on another bike, I was able to pop it on my bike, and thanks to the Bomber Bike Works crew who did all of the work for me, and I was massively thankful for them. Another upgrade from last year is I have swapped from inner tubes to tubeless tyres. I did this just before Ironman Portugal because I was getting incredibly nervous about what would happen if I had a puncture, and the fact that it would be on me to replace it rather than hopefully it resealing itself. So I am running the Continental GP 5000 STRs in 25mm. It's more than enough. I mean, I'd probably race 28 if I could get my hands on some. And so far they have been absolutely fantastic. And it wouldn't be a bike video without a hub check. Something that I haven't upgraded but I actually get asked quite a lot is the saddle that I'm using. So I was very lucky to get my hand on a demo saddle from ISM from a local bike shop a couple of years ago. I'm still using it. I find it incredibly comfy, and that's why it's got a little bit of a blue on the back rather than black. On the back we have a Gorilla bottle cage on a Pro V setup. I love these because they are very secure. We like potholes and cattle grids in the UK, so these keep the bottles very tight in. I made the mistake of not using one in Challenge Lisbon, and if you haven't been, Lisbon is full of cobbles, and I actually lost a bottle off the back and a bottle off the front, and completely got rid of all of my nutrition. So reinvesting in one of these is an incredibly good decision. As you can see, and as you'll notice if you've been following me on Instagram, I've actually taken off my Easy Disc covers ahead of this weekend's race. Basically, you're not allowed to use them in Kona because of crosswinds, so I wanted to make sure I was running my Kona setup just to get used to it. The bike handling changes ever so slightly, so it's good to get as much practice as possible. It took me about a minute to get them off, so it's super easy, and I really have loved using it for the rest of the season. I'll be putting them straight back on again after Kona.